As a millennial, I was told what a special little snowflake I was, and then I was sent out into the real world to shake hands with everyone else who was told the exact same thing. Dang, my self-esteem took a hit, but did my parents do the right thing? Hey guys, Julia and Amy here to discuss the ever-fragile self-esteem.
There seems to be no shortage of think pieces about how coddled millennials are. Since the 1969 book, The Psychology of Self-Esteem, became fashionable, self-esteem became the focus of children's lives.
Suddenly, parenting became about how many times you can tell your kid that they are great and smart. While many claim this hindered the development of adulthood for an entire generation, others claim it empowered them just the same. So we wanted to know, what does the science say?
Well, if you want to boost your kids' self-esteem, you should do it before they turn 5. A recent study published in the journal Experimental Social Psychology found that a child's level of self-esteem might be established by the time he or she is just 5 years old. If preschool is rough for some kids, let's hope kindergarten is better because it could be their last chance to develop a positive sense of self.
Yeah, buddy, it really is all downhill after you have to give up nap time. Let's not even talk about middle school.
The study polled 200 5-year-olds to measure their feelings of self-worth, which is surprising in itself. Scientists were unsure the kids so young could even have that kind of sense of who they are. They do, and they also think pretty highly of themselves. Most of the kids in the study associate themselves with more positive than negative words.
So let's say you get through childhood relatively unscathed. What then?
Well, you can't just blame your parents. Cultural influences also impact your sense of self-esteem, especially for teenagers.
We tend to think of self-esteem as individualistic, something we have control over, but it's really a collab between you, your parents, and even society. In a study published in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin, researchers found that young people base their self-esteem less on their own personal values and more on those of the society they're in.
The researchers identified 4 key factors that affect a teenager's self-esteem: control over their own life, achieving social status, doing one's duty, and benefiting others. In Western societies that value individual freedom and exciting personal lives, teens are more likely to derive their sense of self-esteem from control and social status. In Eastern societies, where conformity is key, teens draw stronger feelings of self-worth from how well they contribute to the overall community.
So it seems you might want to boost your kids' self-esteem early and often to counteract any negativity they might feel from society, right?
Well, not necessarily. One review published in the journal Psychology Bulletin analyzed more than 150 studies on the effects of praise and found that praise can sometimes undermine a child's motivation. They can become uncomfortable being evaluated by praise and deliberately misbehave to fight back.
Most of the studies go something like this. Parents are anxious about their kid, try to express unconditional love through praise. Praise winds up being things like, "You're so smart, you're so good at this thing."
Children internalize this praise and assume they are naturally smart and skilled. When they struggle in school or at a job later in life, they're quick to give up. Failure is seen as an inherent flaw, and then they assume they're stupid, which understandably damages their self-esteem.
So the researchers from the Psychology Bulletin suggest a different parenting approach. Not all praise is created equal. The researchers found that praise actually increases motivation in specific situations. When autonomy is promoted, when perceived competence and self-efficacy are heightened without undue use of social comparison, and when realistic standards and expectations are conveyed.
Emphasizing factors a child can control, like hard work, is really important. Instead of telling a child he or she is smart, praise them for working so hard that they got an A on that test.
This is basically the fixed mindset versus growth mindset. If you believe intelligence or skills are innate, something you're born with, failure becomes a reflection of who you are as a person, rather than a learning experience. You might experience lower self-esteem and avoid trying new things out of fear of failure.
If you believe that intelligence can change throughout your lifetime and see the brain as a muscle that needs to be exercised, you'll work towards learning more every day and feel more confident.
So next time you hear someone complain about millennials being coddled, tell them to blame society, or really to blame your parents.
While self-esteem is a complicated issue, high school is hands down the low point for most people self-esteem-wise. To learn why high schoolers are the most intensely self-conscious group, check out this video right here.
A new study coming out of Harvard found that teens experience more physiological and brain activity when they believe others are looking at them. The scientists stuck 69 participants aged 8 to 22 in an fMRI machine and told them that there was a little camera in the machine.
Tell us how you boost your self-esteem now that you're adults.
Alright guys, leave your comments down below. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a single episode.